Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Lauren Nelson.
And I'm Dean O'Lally. Today we're coming to you from the legendary Eskimo Joe's in Stillwater.
And we're happy to share that Stillwater's Jumpin' Little Juke Joint has weathered the pandemic, and they're open and ready to welcome you. If you haven't been here lately, and especially if you've never made the trip to Stillwater, now is the time. Maybe you've seen their world famous shirts. Those are all for sale here, and of course they've got a famous menu too. We'll check it all out throughout the program. But first, before we dive head first into that big plate of cheese fries, we need to work up an appetite.
And I have just the place where we can do that. Did you say cheese fries? I did. Okay, well, where we're going, we can work up an appetite and also have a lot of fun. Come along with me now to the Quail Ridge Sporting Clays in McLoud.
Pull.
Some have called it golf with a shotgun. Here at Quail Ridge Sporting Clays, you can certainly get into the swing of things quite easily. They have various courses depending on your skill level. The first course is called Wobble Trap, and it is for beginners. This simulates quail hunting.
It's a target that comes from below your feet, and it throws it at an unknown angle out in front of you. So some of them are high, low, right, left, right down the middle, however the machine decides it comes out. So it gives you that little quail hunter surprise.
Either way, you better be alert.
Yeah, it's coming out. You push the button and here it comes.
For intermediate levels, there is the South Course.
It's stationed in the woods and along a creek line.
It is on this course where they hold numerous charity events too. Brian says they keep this slightly easier than their North Course.
Ready, son?
Yep.
Pull.
Our north side of the property offers a completely different background. The North Course is kind of on a terraced hill. It's got more cedar trees, more open areas, a lot of stuff in the sky. And we keep it just slightly harder than the South Course, but nothing too crazy.
Now, before you do anything, they will go over strict safety range rules. The procedure to get started when you arrive is actually simple and goes quickly.
We give you just kind of looks like a credit card. That's basically your key to the property. So everywhere that you can shoot, there's a box that you'll put the card in. That turns everything on. It keeps track of all your activity and where you shoot, how many you shoot at each station. And each station on the sporting clay course has 2 machines per station.
You can walk any of the courses, or golf carts are available if that is your preference. I mentioned earlier they hold charity events here. Hopefully on the other side of COVID, more of those will return. Once they do, there is a pavilion that seats over 240 people.
The pavilion's set up with a microphone and a PA system so that everybody gets the full word if we need it. And we do food service from several different people.
Sporting Clays will get you outside to enjoy nature. Single people come out, families, couples, or small groups.
This is a great place to come and shoot. It's very family oriented out here. I've been friends with Brian for 20 plus years, so I mean we know each other. My wife comes out here and shoots. Of course, you saw my son out here shooting. My parents have been out here. I mean, this place is just if we have free time, this is where we're at.
I love it out here. Just the atmosphere they have, just how challenging it is.
The other benefit to being here, you can go at your own pace.
If you've got an hour, come on out. There's something for you to do. If you've got all day, come on out. There's something for you to do. We'll keep you busy.
Quail Ridge Sporting Clays is located at 2401 South McLoud Road in McLoud. They're open Wednesday through Sunday. Check out their website for more details.
You know, folks here in Stillwater and actually a lot of places think this is the place to go to grab a cold one.
And we also know that the craft brewery business is just taking off across our state. Right now, Jason Grubbs takes us to Cabin Boys Brewery in Tulsa.
Cabin Boys Brewery here in Tulsa is a 9,000 square foot operation. Most of it is in this room, where they can brew up to 300 gallons at a time.
We make probably around 1,500 to 1,700 barrels a year.
Austin McElroy and his wife Lisa started out home brewing just for family and friends. As for the name, Lisa turned to the family cabin.
When we're home brewing, we do need a nickname because, you know, we might throw stickers on some bottles or something like that. And she was like, well, you guys are the Cabin Boys.
These days, there is much more than just stickers. There's a whole wall of merch. Lisa designed the logo and does all the artwork for more than a dozen flavors of beer.
So she's a brilliant artist and really knows how to tell our story.
Austin studied beer making in Chicago and Germany. After graduating as a master brewer, he came back to Tulsa and started building what you see today.
We started brewing Belgian beers at the start and started brewing a Kolsch because that was something that I had fell in love with in Germany.
While the basics of brewing are easy, water, malt, hops, and yeast,
beer can be complex because you're paying attention to the temperature of your fermentation or a specific yeast strain that you like.
finding the right flavors can be complex too.
You've got hundreds of different varieties of barley.
Varieties of hops in the hundreds.
You've got tens of thousands of varieties of yeast strains.
And there can be different flavorful additives like apples, oranges, and pears.
We like our Belgian styles, which are really flavorful, very ester-driven, very malt-bodied.
While studying the art of brewing in Germany, the Cabin Boys mantra became clear. Austin says he saw tables full of people, all ages, all walks of life.
That's what we really desire to create here. That really is our heart, and our desire is to bring people of all walks of life to one table.
Nice long community tables are in the tap room and outside, where patrons enjoy the freshest pint of Austin's beers.
It's made 50 feet from where I'm standing, so there is no better place to drink our beer.
Big glass windows give customers a peek into the major operation that started out with just a cabin in the woods. At Cabin Boys Brewery in Tulsa, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
You'll find Cabin Boys Brewery at 1717 East 7th Street in Tulsa. They're open in the evenings only during the week and add daytime hours on the weekends. Hit up their website for details on hours.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
They're a beautiful animal and more intelligent than most people think that they are.
What you learn at this Oklahoma museum might surprise you.
We like quilts because they're a part of our heritage. Her mother quilted, mine quilted.
And a different kind of history lesson in southwestern Oklahoma.
It's about as homemade as you can get without being home.
And wait until you see what's on the menu in Medford. It's all coming up right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Start your next journey with the Travel OK Trip Planner. First, choose an itinerary or build your own. Share travel plans with friends and let the adventure begin. The Travel OK Trip Planner. Download the app today.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the world-famous Eskimo Joe's in Stillwater. After you've got your Joe's shirt and had a great meal here, there are so many fun things to do in the central Oklahoma area.
In fact, if you go down I-35 to Oklahoma City, you will find a very unique stop. Right now, Dan Stein is going to take us to the American Pigeon Museum and Library.
Just minutes from downtown Oklahoma City sits the American Pigeon Museum and Library, where these feathered friends are perched and ready for visitors.
They're a beautiful animal and more intelligent than most people think that they are.
The museum first opened as the Oklahoma Homing Pigeon Institute in 1973, and in 2014 expanded into this space to include collections on even more pigeon varieties.
The collections are donated. Everything is donation-based, so they come from various pigeon fanciers all over the United States.
There are 3 main exhibits inside to experience. The first you'll see as soon as you enter the main gallery, called Pigeons and Wartime.
They would carry messages about enemies, where enemies were located.
During World War I and World War II, pigeons played a vital role in delivering messages to soldiers.
They were credited with saving lots of lives in the war.
Another permanent collection includes artwork and figurines to show the difference between the fancy and homing pigeons. You can also learn about the life and death of the passenger pigeon.
We just got our first passenger pigeon. They've been extinct for a little over 100 years, and there's only around 13 or 14 that are taxidermied.
The third exhibit includes a room dedicated to pigeon racing, with several items on display, including this large collection of pigeon racing clocks.
It's just a really old sport. I think that pigeon racing dates back like about 5,000 years. And so every state has their own clubs, and it's still a popular sport. We're trying to get more younger people interested in it.
After you look at all the exhibits inside, head outside to see some real live pigeons. And some of them you can even hold, like my friend Elvis here.
They just have all these different qualities that are different and bred to look unique, and people show them. We get people from all over the place, and usually it's someone that has looked it up and kind of is looking for something quirky or different to kind of check out.
So whether you're a pigeon fancier or not, join the thousands of worldwide visitors to this free museum to learn more about the bird known as man's oldest feathered friend. Discovering Oklahoma in Oklahoma City, I'm Deanne Stein.
The American Pigeon Museum and Library is located at 2300 Northeast 63rd Street in Oklahoma City. They're currently open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. Check their website for more information on hours or make an appointment for a visit at a different time. You know, there is nothing better than an old-fashioned Oklahoma road trip.
And we've always got a great new idea for you. Now let's head to southwestern Oklahoma to check out the Tillman County Heritage Barn Quilt Trail. Let's go to Frederick. The weather is perfect for an outdoor adventure, and if you're in southwest Oklahoma, there's a great one to check out. Tillman County Heritage Barn Quilt Trail in Frederick combines art and creativity for a unique way to explore this beautiful part of our state.
It's a series of barn quilts that are on buildings downtown, on fences, on houses.
Annette and Jeannie came up with the idea as a way to remember their loved ones they have lost.
We like quilts because they're a part of our heritage. Her mother quilted, mine quilted. We figured out real quick that we couldn't quilt, so we paint them.
Now with over 50 barn quilts to see in and around Frederick, the trail is a big attraction for the area. Even the community is getting involved.
Before the coronavirus, we began to teach classes, and we had ladies from all over Oklahoma and Texas come to our classes. So, and they took them home.
Too.
And men, yes, we've had some men.
I wanted to do something personal and show that quilting was once a very important part in my family and in my heritage. And that's just where it came from. I can paint anything on a picture, but barn quilts are something different. You don't see those everywhere, although you're beginning to.
We have got families that they all print their barn quilt tour map off of our website, and they get highlighters. They drive around together. They all pick the ones they like the most. They judge them on color, and they have a great time. And typically they stop and they get some gas, they eat some lunch or dinner. So it's a positive for everybody in town.
Some of the barn quilts are in the windows of businesses or on the sides of buildings in the downtown area. Others are on people's homes in and around town. All of them are unique.
The designs come from our parents, our grandparents who have designed, who have made quilts in the past, and they're just, we paint them just to remember those, you know, in memory of our loved ones sometimes, and sometimes they...
There's 50 on the map. You can look on the Chamber of Commerce map.
50 locations.
Locations. There's 50 locations. There's more barn quilts than that because a lot of them have more than one on their house, but there's 50 of them so far.
Annette and Jeannie have no plans of stopping this labor of love. They have some big plans in the works.
It's called the largest barn quilt in Oklahoma. It's what we're trying to do. And we have a business that has offered us a side of their building, and it looks like, it's shaped like Oklahoma.
So head to Frederick the next time you're in southwest Oklahoma and explore the Tillman County Heritage Barn Quilt Trail. You'll be glad you did.
And it's just something, art that people can enjoy, and you don't have to be an artist to do it.
You can find a list of all 50 stops on the Tillman County Heritage Barn Quilt Trail on the Frederick Chamber of Commerce website. Have fun exploring.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
Stained glass has been used to tell stories for forever, you know, and it gives us the opportunity to share some of our heritage, some of our culture.
Incredible works of art, each one telling its own story.
It's hot pie time! Hot pie! Hot pie! Hot pie!
Plus, the can't-miss desserts in Medford will show you where you have to stop when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Imagine limitless possibilities with the Oklahoma Travel Guide. Imagine world-class wonderlands, road trips that inspire. Imagine date night elevated. Order your free guide at travelok.com. Imagine that.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. We're enjoying the afternoon at Eskimo Joe's in Stillwater. Head east of here on Highway 412 and you'll hit the Tulsa area in just under an hour.
It is there you'll find a shop with some of the brightest sights in the state. Right now, Julie Chen is going to take us to Agitsi Stained Glass in Sand Springs.
I don't see how anyone could not love it.
For Brandy Hines, stained glass is more than art. It's a tradition passed down through the generations.
My grandmother, she does stained glass. My mom did it. I'm doing it. I got two of my daughters back there doing it, and we love it.
And that explains why when this Native American artist decided to open up this Sand Springs studio, she named it Agitsi.
That is the term in Cherokee for my mother.
Brandy's Cherokee heritage provides much of the inspiration for the art she creates.
Stained glass has been used to tell stories for forever, and it gives us the opportunity to share some of our heritage, some of our culture, the stories like Grandmother Turtle, that piece. People come in here and they might not have ever known that story about how she goes to the bottom of the ocean and saves the land. And we get to tell that through that piece that we made.
Inside this Cherokee-owned, Oklahoma-grown business, you'll find glass in all shapes, colors, and sizes. You can come in to buy supplies or stunning stained glass works of art. Plus, there's a studio in the back where Brandy teaches classes.
They are on schedules. So we do have, weekends at times they're called make and takes. It's an opportunity to learn stained glass in one setting. It's multiple projects we have. We're always coming up with new stuff.
Projects for beginners include pieces like these dragonflies. Claudette Grinnell Davis really caught the stained glass bug.
In many ways, art is an extension of dreaming. It's bringing something in your head to light. And stained glass is a unique opportunity and a way to use light to bring things to light.
She now takes more advanced classes and books studio time to work each week.
The great thing about this studio is the opportunities that Brandy gives you to try stained glass to see if you enjoy it on low-risk scales.
Give me a chance. Let me teach you. I can teach you.
The store also creates custom art. These Agitsi feathers are Brandy's original design. They're popular sellers and can be personalized.
So a lot of the pieces that we do are commission pieces. They are in memory of loved ones.
The store is also home to other handmade pieces from local artists, items like jewelry, t-shirts, and more.
If they need inspiration, if they need a gift, if they need something for themselves, or most importantly, do something for themselves, try something new, we can do that for them.
Agitsi Stained Glass Studio, where a love of art handed down through the generations can also be yours.
It gives me a lift and a boost to my week.
In Sand Springs, I'm Julie Chin, discovering Oklahoma.
You'll find Agitsi Stained Glass at 3417 South 113th West in Sand Springs.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
All right, here's the crowd.
Dinner and dessert that's worth the drive. Find out where when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Why order a free Oklahoma outdoor guide? Uncover unique wonders. Cultivate your curiosity. And wake up your wild side. Order or download your free copy today.
We've had so much fun today here at Eskimo Joe's in Stillwater.
I always love coming here, and everything here is really good. Really, really good. But we have another location that you need to stop on your next road trip.
Deanne Stein takes us to Smrka's in Medford.
On any given day inside Smrka's Dairy Snack, you will probably see Alice Smrka sitting here.
These are called the love pats.
It's where the magic happens.
Give it love pats. Yeah, that's how you get all those little spikes in the meringue.
Putting the final touches on her famous homemade chocolate pie.
Well, my mom made pies. That's where I learned how to make pies.
She even uses the same oven her mother used.
Keeping the tradition going.
Since 1958, Smrka's has been a mainstay here in downtown Medford, where Alice's dad, a local farmer, bought the place. It's been run by family ever since.
It's home. It's a really integral part of our families.
Locals and travelers alike come in for Alice's home cooking, and not just the pie.
Yeah, I roast the corned beef here.
Here, Alice is whipping up one of her crowd favorites, the Reuben.
All right, here's the crowd.
Along with the mouth-watering Reuben, the hamburgers are another popular item off the menu, made to order and piled high with any topping you desire. And let's not forget the hand-battered onion rings.
Give them a nice golden look to them.
She also serves homemade soups.
We stop in when we can. They got a little bit of everything, you can see. It's a good place to come, good place in Oklahoma. If you ever by there, stop in and eat.
It's about as homemade as you can get without being home.
She even handcrafts her own drinks.
You can see there's work involved.
She has every kind of fountain drink possible, from your soda, homemade, and I'm saying homemade cherry limeades. They don't do that anymore. She makes them from scratch.
Got to get your expression.
Yeah. It's so good. Homemade.
Yeah, the real deal.
While you can get your food to go, you won't want to miss Alice's dining room, which holds an eclectic mix of pieces from her life.
It's got a collection of stuff from A to Z.
From her Great Salt Plains crystals and stacks of books to historic photographs and items from her childhood.
Everybody says it's like a museum and it's like a visit to Grandma's house and it's kind of like home.
She also has a large collection of objects from her travels abroad.
And there's a coconut from Guam. Each one comes up with a different memory.
It's hot pie time! Hot pie, hot pie! Hot pie!
But back to those pies.
Alice's pies. You can't even imagine until you had a piece of her pie. She fixes any kind you want her to fix, and they are delicious.
The chocolate and the coconut are the most favorite.
And lucky for us, Alice doesn't plan on retiring anytime soon.
Yeah, as long as my body will let me.
So we'll continue to enjoy Alice's homemade pies, and if you pay her a visit, she promises you won't leave hungry. Discovering Oklahoma in Medford, I'm Deanne Stein.
Smirkas is open 6 days a week, closed on Sundays. You'll find them at 503 North 1st Street in Medford.
It doesn't matter where your next road trip takes you, the Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide will always help you find a great place to eat. All you have to do is just log on to our website, travelok.com, and click Request Free Brochures to get your copy.
A big thank you to our friends here at Eskimo Joe's in Stillwater for hosting us this week. You'll find them at 507 West Elm Street in Stillwater. They're open 7 days a week. In addition to the full bar and restaurant, you'll find the headquarters for their famous t-shirts. If you can't make it to Stillwater right away, shop online at EskimoJoes.com.
Coming up next Saturday on Discover Oklahoma, we're hitting Oklahoma's sand dunes for a little hot rodding.
And we'll check out the sacred history on display at the Cherokee Heritage Center. It's all coming up next week right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.
You know, this is actually my order. Yours will be out momentarily.
I thought we could split.
I think we need to, well, ladies first, go ahead and I'll just wait on my order.
Thanks, Dina.
Fine.